So one of my biggest goals as a filmmaker is to someday work on a project with Nike. I think that would be super cool. But to be honest, I don't think I have anything in my portfolio or even any experience shooting sports that I could even show them. So I just decided to create a Nike spec ad. If you want to work with a particular client someday, but you don't have anything in your portfolio to show them, then just go ahead and create one yourself. Essentially, it's like a fake advertisement to showcase your skills. So with absolutely no budget and two of my very good friends, we were able to put something together to hopefully motivate you guys and to remind you guys that there is greatness inside of you. So go ahead and crank up the audio and enjoy.
Think about your dream right now and envision it. That dream that you're holding in your mind, that it's possible. As we run toward it, as we work on it day in and day out, what you will realize is that you have greatness within you.
So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. With this particular project, I really wanted to push myself and really work my creative muscles. There's actually so much more that I shot that didn't even make it into the final cut, which is like totally okay anyways, because I learned a lot from shooting that stuff. So let me tell you guys a little bit about my two good friends, Nolan and Coca. Nolan was a talent and Coca was helping me film behind the scenes. So I've known Nolan and Coca for a very long time now, ever since kindergarten, back when I was just 5 years old, and we actually went to all the same schools together. We've definitely seen each other change and grow so much over time, and it's just really interesting to look back on how far we've come. In an odd way, I definitely see them as brothers. And something that I think that has kept us connected over all this time is that we all share a similar burning passion and desire to achieve our dreams and goals. You can't find many people like that, you know, with that burning fire inside of him, you know? And with this project, I think it really emulated that energy that we have. Overall, I had a ton of fun working with them, and really it was just absolute blast. So now on to the actual breakdown of how I shot this, and starting off with the gear first. So for this entire shoot, I used the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K with the Sigma 18-35 for most of my handheld shots, and also the Panasonic 12-35 for gimbal shots. I used my favorite gimbal, the classic OG Zhiyun Crane 2. I've had this thing for about 4 years now, and the only reason how I was able to balance the Blackmagic on it was because of how light 12-35 was. I also did use the Insta360R to get some super unique shots that I thought was really cool, but unfortunately it did not make it into the final cut, but I'll definitely use it for future projects. Big thanks to Insta360 for sending that over for me to use for this project. Much appreciated. And as far as lighting goes, I used my Godox SL60 with a huge diffuser, 3 Yongnuo LED sticks, which is surprisingly super bright. And last but not least, my trusty Halloween fog machine to help give some atmosphere and texture to some shots. Other than that, if I didn't use any of those lights, I just used natural lighting or whatever lighting I had to work with. And that's about it as far as lighting goes. So during the pre-production of this video, I decided that I wanted it to have a very fast handheld look to this piece. So I'm mainly focused on handheld shots for that shaky look. And for some reason, I don't know why, but it took me so long to find the right song for this project. Like, you guys don't know how many hours I spent searching all over the web for the right song to fit the vibe of what I wanted. Eventually, I just decided to settle on a song from Epidemic Sound that I thought would really match the vibe of what I was trying to go for. And just a quick disclosure, this video is absolutely not sponsored by Epidemic Sound. I just really do think it's a great resource for finding royalty-free music. And not to mention, almost all the sound effects that you heard inside this video is actually from Epidemic Sound. So if you guys are interested, I'll leave a link down below for you guys to check out. So for our first scene, we actually went to our local high school football field, which was conveniently very close to us. And it had amazing sunset lighting, and not to mention very nostalgic for us. I personally was not a fan of my time in high school, but you know, still pretty cool to go back and use the field for this project. I'm actually not that very into football, so I don't really know what the training looks like. So I just had Nolan show me all the different little workouts, and I basically just went with the flow here and focused on trying to get the best angle with the best lighting. Fortunately enough, Coca actually used to play football with Nolan back in the day, so he was able to toss the ball back and forth to Nolan so I could get some cool shots. Another thing that was really convenient was there was a massive tire out there, so we took advantage of that and had Nolan do some more workouts with the tire. So for the next shoot day, I actually wanted some scenes of Nolan running around, so I decided just to have him run around our local neighborhood, and I sat in the back of my dad's 4Runner while Coca was driving. Big thanks to my pops for letting me borrow his 4Runner that day, even though he probably has no idea why I borrowed it in the first place. Lately, it's been extremely cloudy from all the wildfires here in California, which is really bad. Like, it's really bad. But it actually helped diffuse the light a bit since we shot this scene near high noon that day. And poor Nolan, I had to literally run up and down the street like 7 different times for the shot. Good sport though, good sport. For the next scene, we actually went to downtown and visited this white statue that was pretty well lit already, so I knew I didn't need any external lighting.
This is looking really good. This is looking good.
So maybe some of you guys are wondering how I got this long exposure dragging shots, and how I got it was changing my frames per second to 5 on the Blackmagic. This is just a personal preference, but I just really like the look of it, and I thought it would look really cool with the film border overlay. Normally I would just lower my shutter to around 1/4 on my Sony to get this effect, but for some reason on the Blackmagic you can't lower your shutter speed any lower than 1/24. But another way around that is just changing your frames per second to around 5, and it'll basically give you nearly the same effect. Pretty cool little trick. So for the next shoot day, I really wanted to go somewhere where it had a lot of nature and greens to sort of fit that dreamy scene that I wanted. So I had Nolan wake up with me for sunrise, and we went to a lake nearby our neighborhood. And I made sure to tell Nolan to wear the exact same shoes so that way I can do a match cut. I used the match cut transition of the shoe shot that I got the other night and basically shot the exact same shot, but just in a different setting. And to make the transition a little bit more seamless, I used the glow effect and also added a sound effect to really sell it. So far, successful shoot out here. The lighting looks really good. Got some really good shots of Nolan. And for the fall to rise transition, I actually brought some cushions that I stole from my parents' patio, and I basically just laid it out on the table for Nolan to fall back on. Which leads me into the next shoot day, and also where I had the most fun because I really got to work my gaffer skills that day. So I actually rented out this gym space on Peerspace, and for those of you guys who have never used Peerspace, it's basically just a website for people to basically list up their buildings for rental for photographers and videographers to rent out and basically shoot at. So I found this really cool gym location around my area on Peerspace, and I booked it. Again, this video is not sponsored. It's just a really good resource for finding places to film in. So like I said, I had my Godox SL60, my 3 Yongnuo LED sticks, and my trusty fog machine. I used the Godox light as my key light, and I put it about 45 degrees from Nolan, creating Rembrandt lighting. Then I placed 2 Yongnuo LED sticks on the side of Nolan, giving him a really nice edge lighting and separating him from the background. And because he was so wet and sweaty from the workout, I knew that the edge lighting would look so nice and shiny and glossy on him, and it did look really nice. And I typically see this lighting in a lot of studio sports photo shoots. So I watched a lot of UFC, and you know when the 2 fighters are about to fight, they put up the stats of the 2 fighters, and while you guys are looking at the stats, I'm actually looking at how they're lighting the fighters. Notice the little details. So that was nice to finally recreate that lighting after seeing it so many times. And as for the last Yongnuo LED light that I had, I basically just ghetto rigged it and taped it up onto this metal rack in the back just to make the background a little bit more interesting and also to give Nolan a edge light. And to finish it off, I basically just fogged it up with my fog machine to give it some atmosphere and to soften up the lights. And I thought the end result just looked really good. Now, the main difference between a fog machine and a haze machine is that, well, a fog machine is super cheap, you know, that's for one, and a haze machine kind of costs a lot. With a fog machine, you get way more thicker smoke, and with a haze machine, you get like a nice, you know, hazy atmosphere. But with a fog machine, I think you can still get the same effect as a haze machine. You just kind of have to waft it up a little bit, you know, kind of wave it around, get it all soft. I don't know. I think I can still get the same look, but hey, told you guys, we're on a budget. We're on a budget.
All right, wrapping up today's shoot. It's at least 90 degrees in here, super hot. Think we killed it today. Our boy Nolan, Coco over there. It's a good shoot, it's a good shoot.
So that was the gist of it. That was the gist of how I was able to create this video. I know there was sort of a lot that I covered and also a lot that I did not cover. So if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'll be more than happy to help you guys out. Again, a huge thanks to Nolan and Coco for helping me out with this video. They made it so much more fun, and it would mean a lot for me if you guys go check them out on Instagram and give them a follow. So I'll leave a link down below in the description. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I know I've been kind of away for a while, and that's just because I've been going ham on this video. I hope to be uploading a lot more. Stay awesome, stay happy. Thanks for watching once again, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.